Somebody know her struggle. Don't give God praise for what she's been through. Could have lost her mind. But thank God, thank God, thank God. Amen. Amen. Our next person.
Next we have Malcolm Lewis.
Hey. Malcolm Lewis. Come on, give Malcolm Lewis a hand. Good morning.
So for those of you who don't know, I graduated yesterday. Thank you. We were sitting in the ballroom waiting to walk yesterday for graduation. One of my friends said, "Man, those 4 years went by fast." It's like, I don't know about you, it's been a long 4 years, man. My full name is Malcolm King Lewis. I was born January 15th, 2000. I was born 2 pounds, 14 ounces. My dad always told me I could hold you in the palm of my hand, man. The doctor said I would be retarded, I would have all these mental illnesses, all these terrible things about me. But man, when people say bad things about you, don't listen to them. So I guess I should go back to the beginning of these 4 years. So when I first came into Olive Branch High School, I was like this really shy, nerdy kid. Like if you weren't talking about Pokemon and video games, we weren't talking. So it was around the middle of my first semester that I saw these Marine Corps Junior ROTC guys walking around in these uniforms. I was like, hey, I want to wear that. That looks pretty cool. So I ended up joining. Boy, was that at first I was like, this was a mistake. I had I forgot her actual name, but she was my first sergeant. I walked out there, we were in a parking lot, she was telling me to do facing movements. I was like, what's that? She's like, turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. And I was just like, why is this woman yelling at me? What did I do? But eventually she left, and I kept asking myself, wow, why am I here? I'm getting yelled at. I don't really like that. And I realized because I wanted a group to fit into. You know, it was my first year coming to Olive Branch High School. We had these people that went to Olive Branch Elementary, and we like the new people from like first grade. I was like, I don't know anyone. I don't have any friends. And I realized the reason that I joined ROTC was because I wanted that leadership, that discipline. And if I can give people going through high school now any advice, I got borrowed this book from my teacher. It was called The 7 Tips of Highly Effective Teens. That you have to find your center. You don't want to be materialistic centered because cars, shoes, those things don't last too long. You don't want to center yourself around your boyfriend or girlfriend because relationships turn on the flip of a dime. You don't know what's going to happen. If you, like, your entire mood can be affected by what your boyfriend or girlfriend says. You want to be ruled by someone else. You don't want to be self-centered because you lack, you know, the affection and care of those who actually love you because you're too focused on yourself. And what the book told me is that you have to be principle-centered. And after I graduated, let me get my wallet out. You see, in ROTC, after every inspection, well, during every inspection, you know, we have to stand at attention, you know, get yelled at sometimes, press knowledge, left face, right face, all that jazz. But the goal of ROTC is to make you a more informed citizen and a better person in society. And the book said be principle-centered. So in ROTC, we have to memorize our leadership traits. So you want to center yourself around certain characteristics. Like the characteristics of ROTC, we have this acronym called JJDTIBO. And it stands for justice, judgment, decisiveness, integrity, dependability, tact, initiative, endurance, bearing, unselfishness, courage, knowledge, loyalty, and enthusiasm. And I have that, keep that as a memento from ROTC. My goal is to try to embody all of those characteristics. So, all of you kids out there, try to find one of those traits and just stick with it. And I know I said it's been a long 4 years, and that's because ROTC put me through some stuff. I remember my first PT day. We did these things called suicides. we had the one from cone to cone and exercises. I couldn't breathe after that. I went home to my dad and he was like, so how was your first day of RTC? I said, they trying to kill me, man. And again, one of the most important things in high school is finding that group to stick to. But if you can't find a group, try to find one person. Just one person to look up to. One person who can guide you. One person to tell you that you shouldn't give up. One person to tell you that you can just go the extra mile. And during my freshman and sophomore year, there was this guy called Turbofield. Everyone called him Turbo because he ran so fast. And I'm about to talk about Parris Island a bit. It's gonna be fun. But we were on our way to the Marine Corps boot camp called Parris Island, and we were just talking on the bus, and he was just like, Turbo was telling me how he looked up to me because of my grades and how I acted. He said, man, you do so well, I want to be like you, but I ain't too smart, man. He said, I've been through a lot of rough things. I pretty much take care of my mom and my sister. I did a lot of things I ain't proud of, but I'm here now, and I'm happy. And I'm glad that I got to meet you. And it was kind of weird, because he looked up to me, but I looked up to him. We would do runs in the park. He'd be like, Lewis! We're like, yes, Gunny. He was like, you want to be fat? I was like, no, Gunny. He was like, keep on running then. So we got to Parris. We got to Parris Island, South Carolina. And I was just saying, Parris Island is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. I don't want to go back. Parris Island is the one experience that made me say, I don't want to be a Marine. They threw us in gas chambers. It wasn't like, full-on gas. It was like residue from some other regiment. But it wasn't like the full-on thing. But man, it was terrible. I walked in there. I didn't see anything. Because apparently it didn't occur to me that you can't see gas. So I was like, it's gonna be fine. But man, it only took a couple of seconds for my eyes to start burning. My nose started running. I started coughing. I couldn't see anything. And all of a sudden I hear. I look to my left and it's the drill instructor. And he's knocking on the door. He's like, do some exercises. So we're like, we can barely breathe. And we're like doing jumping jacks, sit-ups, push-ups. And like, I'm in tears. and it was, we're supposed to be able to let out. Like, if you can handle it, you can run out. So me, I could take it. I ran to the door, but I couldn't get out because the drill instructor was pushed up against the door and wouldn't let us out. So eventually he got out the door. We all fell on the ground. We were coughing, vomiting. I was like, I don't want to go back in. And my master, he was like, go back in. So I went in the second time, and boy, I tried, but I didn't make it. So we finished that, and I was coughing, I was sputtering, and my major, he said, well, we got to do the rappel tower now. I was like, the rappel what? So we go across the street, we have this 53-foot tower. And I was like, I'm scared of heights, sir. I was like, I don't care. So I got up to the rappel tower. It was so big. I'm just like, I'm about to die. And I was standing on the edge. I was standing with my back to the edge. And the drill instructor, he was just like, okay, you grab the rope, you go out to the edge, now lean back. And I leaned back, but I don't know what happened. Next thing I know, I'm in the air. I don't remember jumping off. But my next thing I know, my face just goes against that rappel tower. And it was so loud that everyone on the ground could hear it. They were laughing at me. And like, I was just on there dazed. And my drill instructor looked down on me. And he was just like, get back up here. I can get back up there now. And it was just, we went through a whole bunch of stuff, running over obstacles, crawling in the sand. It was so hot, there were sand fleas biting all over us. Drill instructors yelling at us, going this way, going that way. And overall, I thought, man, I am never going back here. It's such a terrible experience. But it was that last day. It was our last day there. And we got to see the actual Marines graduate. And I was like, wow, we didn't go through anything. It was so weird. Like after these 5 days, we were only there a week. We were actually only there for 13 weeks. And this drill instructor that tortured us the entire time, he came up and said, congratulations. I was like, have I met you before? Like I could have sworn you were trying to kill me like these past 5 days. And after Parris Island, I got more confidence in myself, honestly. It was just like, wow, I jumped off this tower. I did all these cool things. I feel like I can definitely make it through high school. But you know, after that, something happened that made me realize that you have to deal with when life kicks you down. I tried to apply to this thing called the Mississippi School of Mathematics and Sciences. It was basically like college, but in high school you would go away to stay there. And I applied there, and I had worked months and months for this. And we got a call back, and the recruiter there, he said I didn't make it. I was at the bottom of the barrel of everyone that applied. And it was just one of the most crushing things that happened to me. To just work so hard for something, and to just get told you didn't make it, you weren't even close. But it was after that I realized that if you don't get down from getting knocked down, you're just gonna get kicked while you're down. So you have to get up. So, and then it was during my junior year, another thing happened. I was playing football, I tore my ACL, and I was pretty much out in terms of ROTC. And I couldn't PT, I couldn't do any of that. But I was in the National Honor Society, I still kept my grades up, and I did it, graduated, despite still not being able to want to do any of that. And I've really enjoyed these past 4 years. And I just want to say to any of you who are still out there, despite what happens, whatever happens to you, you can make it.
Amen.
So now I'm going off to Mississippi State, and I'm going to go to medical school and try to become a psychiatrist. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Thank you all for your time.
Come on, y'all, give him some love. Give him some love, give him some love.
If we have Karen Stiller.